Given that you find Louisville, or you, obviously as a impoverished place for an artist, especially a black artist, yet you've made a commitment to stay here as opposed to try to go someplace or search out fame and fortune as an artist. And I think the relationship of an artist to a community and what one can do in a community through your art or through your participation as a teacher or whatever is an important aspect. I wondered if you would like to comment on any of that.
I don't want to say that this is non-productive ground for black artists. It's non-productive for all artists. We have some great artists in Kentucky. And it's a mystery to me why I don't hear some of these artists saying, hey, I made $3,000 on my artwork last year, you know? And what you do hear is, hey, I made 35 cents. Now, the reason I have stayed in Louisville because it's necessary for me to have a feeling of worth, and to touch other people is very important to me. To teach them, attempt to teach them the things that I know. To be involved with the younger artists. I learn from them. They learn from me. But I would dare say that I learn more from them than they learn from me. The teacher very often becomes a student. So for that reason, I'm pretty sure if I was in a larger city, I wouldn't have this sort of person-to-person contact as I have here. As soon as the weather gets pretty, they'll be flocking in, you know. I'll pull my saw out on the deck, and we'll get the lumber off the rack out there, and the dudes say, teach me how to make stretcher frames. Teach me how to stretch canvas. And I've only seen very few artists who know how to stretch a canvas. They stretch it well enough to get it by, but my canvases speak to you like drums. And the kind of painting that I do, I'm not using a brush. And even if I was using a brush to put my brush on and the canvas starts doing sort of a sign language toward me, then that would disturb me tremendously.
You've had a long list of, I've heard connections with a long list of black artists that have had you as a mentor, and I was wondering if you might share any anecdotes or
Well, it depends
student stories.
Depends on how popular they have become.
Right.
The more popular they become, the less I say that. But I have a feeling that they might resent that. I had one artist say, don't get on my coattail now, you know? So this makes me...
What happens? What makes that happen, you think?
Sort of self-preservation, you know. It's not needed, but maybe something in that person tells them that is needed. It might be a desire to say to the world, I did this on my own, you know. We couldn't show at any gallery in the city of Louisville. I remember distinctly taking a bunch of slides to a gallery that I would not mention. And the proprietor of the gallery said, get out of here, colored boy.
When was it?
When was it? Oh, I would say about 29 or 30 along in there sometime. You wasn't born until the following year. So that was the attitude in Louisville. And I've never had a show, a one-man show at any commercial gallery. Other places in Louisville that I've had shows have been like colleges and out at the Jewish Community Center and things of that sort. Things have changed. But that, the situation then was that if you wanted to show, you better have your own place. So out of that negative attitude, we had the Louisville Art Workshop, and that was a good base for fighting. We knew some fighting had to be done, and Fred Bond should be given a lot of credit for organizing the Louisville Art Workshop. That was his heart, and
that was in the 60s?
yes,
What was it? Yeah.
Yes. I had my first one-man show there, and I wish I could put my hand on the first review that I got. Sarah Lansdale did it, and I had it, and I'm not very good with paper. I can keep up with tools, but keeping up with paper, I have a hard time with it. Now, we organized that for the purpose of having some place to show, for blacks to have some place to show. Believe it or not, we had as many whites over there as we had blacks.
You mean in the show? Or
In the organization, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
How did you feel about that, or how did that?
how did it happen?
Yeah.
Well, it just happened. I mean, some of the students from U of L showed up, and one of the ladies that was teaching dance over there was white. And I had classes over there just about every evening. And I think the classes I taught had 15 or 20 people. And there was so many people who seemed to be just in need, hungry for some encouragement, for some teaching. And a young lady that was with me at the campus the other day, she's one of my ex-students.
Was there a tuition, or how was the workshop funded?
No,
Did
you
get a
just come
salary?
on in, bring your stuff, come on in and do your thing. I think that's the reason we went broke. I was a good teacher, and I knew I was a good teacher. I mean, going to the University of Louisville didn't make a teacher out of me. I was a teacher way before I ever heard about the University of Louisville. Teachers are born, they're not made, because I don't care how many books you pick up on secondary education, elementary education, none of those books teach you how to teach, not a one. You have to get in the classroom and find out how much you do not know about teaching. That will either make a teacher out of you or make you get out of the classroom, one or the other. I tried to tell the people that were interested in keeping the thing going not to make me director. I'm a good teacher, but don't make me director. The director of the place is going to have to go out and get some money. And like I told somebody at the university the other evening, it takes a good salesman. If I had to make a living selling, I think you heard this, if they gave me the privilege of selling new Cadillacs for 50 cents a piece. I would never sell a Cadillac. That's the reason I have so many paintings. And people say, hey, you know, you could do it, you know, go out there. I made the statement that my ambition is to have a show at the Speed Museum. And one of the young fellas that was out there the other night, he said, look, I know the lady that runs the rental gallery. Forget it, Daddy. He said, you could go out there. I said, no, I couldn't. In the first place, I don't want to show in the rental gallery. If I'm not good enough for the best that Louisville has, to hell with Louisville. I wouldn't go out of my way to ask the Speed Museum or any other museum to have a show for me. That might be my ambition, but baby, don't believe I need it. And that's the very reason, before the deal goes down, before I go to my longhouse, I'm gonna burn up everything that I have. If there's any gallery in existence that says, well, we'll wait till that dude is gone to have a show, they're gonna have a hard time having a show, I'll tell you that. There's not gonna be enough around for it. Appreciate me now. Don't wait until I'm dead. I don't need any accolades then. I won't know anything about it.